How you doing, America? This is Omar Jose, the real shit here, bro. White people marinating. I'm kind of upset because I did two videos that the YouTube said it was too long, and I'm like, oh man, I forgot. The two was very heavy. So I'm trying to post them on Facebook and G Plus, Google G Plus. And or you can find them on Black Ink and Black Ink at Outlook Mail. First, I want to share with y'all folks that the goal is to have our people consent to nationalize themselves, like they consented to write their names in a birth certificate that made them a product. But once again, black is, according to science, is not a nationality. African American is not a nationality. So in order to have a nationality and be a citizen and be able to have world markets and do world business and do worldly things, as the Most High, as the ruler, this is just a process. But here's the thing: while everybody's arguing about religion, we Hebrews are not religious people. This is our culture that y'all turn into a religion. And we have rules that we go by called universal laws. And it just so happened that our slave captors and slave masters, but now slave owners and now corporate mafias, who've taken this information and wrote stuff in a different language by feeding us a different language and food and poisoning our water and giving us psychosis to our children. I said, I want this video to go long either, so I just want to give y'all some reference points. Y'all might say, how come I don't ever have books in my hands? I do have some videos called Credentials 1 and 2, The Servant Speaks, and some other things like that. So you have to scroll through if you really want to investigate. But back to the business at hand, in Numbers chapter 6, it says, there's a Nazareth vow. In the New Testament, it tells you that Yeshua was from Nazareth, Galilee. So-called Jesus Christ, whose name is Yeshua, was from Nazareth. And he took a vow. And to find that vow, I shared this many years ago too, back in 2000, 99, 98, 96, 5. Old news. That Yeshua learned what he knew. And he became a master in it on his way to traveling and picking up different information from the masters in his time. And so, in Numbers, it tells you why he turned the place into wine, because he was in Galilee. And that's the custom, that when people are done with their vow, they're allowed to drink and they can cut their locks. It's in your Bible, read it. It says that the Nazarites cut their dreadlocks for new growth after they completed the vow. But there's another vow that you don't cut your dreadlocks, you don't trim your hair, you do nothing to this. You let it do what it do. That's a permanent vow. That's a lifelong vow. That's why they gave you the European version without the locks, because they would have to justify the Jesus of straight blonde hair, who later on got his hair cut and whatever they did to the moose, opposed to the dreadlock Yeshua, who did a lifelong vow. So that's why he died doing what he did, because we die. This is what we died for. That's our portion. So we didn't need any money or anything like that. You know, our portion is donations from the people, and when we give back to the people the truth and the spirit of the Most High, that they may be able to do what they do. Another one we want to share with you is in Deuteronomy chapter 11, who y'all call Jesus Christ who we Hebrews call Yeshua, in his words, he said when he was tempted, thou shalt not tempt God, thou shalt not tempt thy Lord thy God. Well, it's in book of Deuteronomy, chapter 11. Look it up right now. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 11, no, chapter 10, verse 12. Book of Deuteronomy, which literally means law. And that book that tells you the exact same thing Yeshua said in Matthew. So unless somebody took that law and wrote a fictitious Jesus in Matthew, or Yeshua was for real, and he studied out of the book of Deuteronomy, and they hated him for that part of the law because they tried to create a law, not realizing that all law comes from the book of Deuteronomy. All pagan laws, all laws of the land come from the book of Deuteronomy. If the Creator is the thought of all things, good and bad. So whether you like it or not, it's the truth. So we say this in closing. That which is old is always jealous of that which is new. Another one I was taught that you can either accept it or leave it alone. It's your choice. Peace.